Hello. Just doing a very quick video. Think of your word for next year. This is something I started doing maybe 2 or 3 years. Maybe 3 years. I think it's been 3 years. I've consistently did it for 3 years straight. I started it in 2020, but it wasn't the beginning of 2020. I wanted to inspire you all to set your intentions for the year to come. This is the perfect time to do it. What you should be doing is, right now you should be praying or going to God and asking him, what is your word? What should you be focused on next year? What should you be thinking about next year? Ask him. You ask him. Don't only rely on self. I mean, I get it, because I'm also that person. I am very self-reliant. Like I am someone that looks within. I am that person. But don't only rely on self. So this is the time right now that you get on your knees, you pray, you ask him, what is my word? You ask him, God, what is it? What is the intention that I should be putting into next year? So you go, you pray, you ask him, you talk to him, just like I'm talking to you right now. And it's kind of dark, so I'm not really too happy with the quality of the video. Like, the video quality is not going to be A1. But I hope the quality of the message is. And then that's not it. Then you need to put forth the action next year. When next year comes, then you need to put forth the action, whatever the word is. So, last year my word was take action. No, I said last year. I'm tripping. This year, 2020. See, look, now I'm confusing. See, now I'm confusing the two. And that's because at the end of the year, I am not doing the dang thing that I had started the year with. You know, I'm doing a totally different thing. I'm no longer doing the same thing, if I'm being honest with you. But it was a good way to start my year off. And it was a great way to try to set a good intention. And blah, 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 blah. That was just me trying to keep it a buck with y'all. But I know that over the past couple years, a few of my words has been being more, so it's been intentional. So being intentional. I've had take action. So I think my word last year, no. Last year was peace. So the first year was intentional, so being more intentional. Last year was peace. I was looking for my peace. And then this year was to take more action. So take action. So for the most part, I did consistently do those things. And I did consistently carry it out throughout the entire year. I just wasn't as mindful of it towards the end of the year. You know, by the end of the year, I was over. You know, by June, by the middle of the year, I was over it, okay? But it was still good for me. It's like it helped me to at least do that thing for 6 months. You know, so when I first started it, the word was to be more intentional. So I was way more intentional for 6 months straight. That's a record. You know, prior to doing this, I wasn't doing these things. You know, I wasn't building myself up in that way. And then I said, okay, finally, the next year, which was last year, 23, my word was peace. I'm going to protect my peace. I'm going to do all that I can to be at peace. And so it's like I tried to carry that out for the whole 12 months, and maybe it only lasted 3 months. Okay, maybe, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I was at peace last year. Maybe about, I don't know. I'm gonna just keep it at the 6 months. Let me say I carried it out for 6 months. I don't know. But even that, it was a intentional thing. So now I'm able to take, you know, from the previous year, I was able to be more intentional. It seemed natural to me to be intentional. So now I'm being more intentional about protecting my peace. It was natural for me to be intentional because that was my word the previous year. Okay, so now this year, which was to take more action. Okay, so now it was very natural for me to be intentional. It feels natural to be intentional. It's like, to be intentional, like, it's just easy. I say I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it. You know, I do kind of have determination. I can, you know, when I'm there, I'm there. It's like I'm good, but whatever. So now it's coming natural to be intentional. Like, you know what? It's like, okay, It's like top of the mind. I say I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be more intentional about protecting my peace. And so now let's take action. This year is the year that I took the most action in my life. Now, granted, I probably waited to the last minute to take action, but I was way more like action forward this year. I took a lot of action this year, and it did seem easier to take action, and it's because it's just easier to be intentional, and that literally came from 3 years ago, from when I first started this whole thing, from the very first word being to be intentional. And it was a practice. It was just a practice. It started my practice. This whole thing just started my practice and just building myself up and trying to become a better version of myself. And that's all it is. And so I've been looking for my word for next year. Not looking for it, I lied. I know my word, and it's boldness. I will be bold. I shall be bold. Bold. I will be bold. My word for next year is bold. Now, as I'm sitting here talking, doing this video, there's other words that's coming to mind, but I just fasted, and I was fasting, and God was telling me it was to fast for boldness. I need to work on that. That is really what it is. And so boldness. So I've had my word. God is actually, he's been told me, he was telling me for the past couple months that my word is boldness. Yes. Boldness. Fear is not an option, and boldness is my best friend. It's gonna be my best friend next year. Anyway, a part of my fast was also a part of going to God in prayer, trying to be able to clear my mind, clear my body, clear me in every way that I could be cleared, so that I can receive every message that I'm able to receive, so I can hear God in every way that I could hear him, when he speaks, so I can hear every message that's meant for me. I mean, what's for me is for me. There's nothing that anyone can do about it, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing my part, taking the action, that I need to take, to ensure that, to ensure just whatever I need to ensure. That's just extra. I'm just going all over the place, but that's just that. And again, my word next year is boldness. Boldness. You find your word for next year. Go through the process. I mean, maybe you already know your word. Comment below. What's your word? That way you can help some other people who can't think of their words, who can't think of some good ones, or people who don't feel like going through the process of going to God, people who don't do that stuff, and they just stuck, and they just gonna be looking for a word. So comment down. Allow others to come to this video and go to our comment section to find their words if they don't go through the process of having it, sent to them in a song or in a dream or something. But anyway, I will catch you in the next one.